What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and today I want to talk to you about the homeless camps in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, the homeless camps in Jacksonville, Florida, they have a camp now that's downtown Jacksonville, where people are in their tents or using tarps, and they have no place to go. Now, from what I heard, there's supposed to be some type of help coming through to help them get housing and stuff like that. Now, before, like on the south side of Jacksonville, Florida, there used to be a lot of wooded areas, okay? One area I remember before was close to Sin City, but it was a wooded area and it was tent city. And everyone who didn't have a place to stay was staying in that wooded area with tents and everything. But they cut down all those trees and they made it so they're going to build something there. So that ran some of the people away. Okay. They used to go down by the beaches, but the beaches don't want any of the homeless people there, so they started running them from there. Now, there was another wooded area near Beach Boulevard where they were staying closest to behind Sam's Club. They were staying over in that area, but now they have cleaned out those woods, so now they have no place to go. So now most of them have relocated downtown Jacksonville, Florida, and they're staying in this little area, and it's the homeless camp area, and they staying in their tents or they making tarp. You know, they sheltering under a tarp. And when it's really cold, because it does get cold in Jacksonville, when it gets cold or if it's raining, you know, they don't have really a secure place to keep them dry because they live in their tents and they live under a tarp. So what needs to happen here? And as I'm talking in my commentary, you're going to see you know, a video that was sent to me with them lined up and, you know, with no place to go, living in their tents, which is sad. You know, every place is different. New York City, you know, you got homeless people. They don't have tents. They do sleep on the street or wherever they can, on the train, near a bus stop. You know, they will sleep anywhere they can. I haven't seen so far any tents up in New York City as yet. So I'm going to talk to you here about some stuff. Now, News4Jax had this on their website, and they did they went down and they was talking to some people at the homeless camps. Now, if the police makes them move, where they're going to go? These people need shelter right now. Where they're going to go? Okay, in Jacksonville, they just put up over at the Regency Hotel. Was the Regency Hyatt? I want to believe. A couple of weeks ago, they cleared it out so that the troops can have a place to stay in Jacksonville. Now, my thing is this. Why can't they find another hotel to clear out so that these homeless people can have a place to stay? If you don't want them on the street, where are they going to go? Okay, where are they going to go? Some of them can't afford rent right now because they lost their jobs due to COVID. So where are they supposed to go? But a couple of weeks ago, they were down there taking down names and, you know, information so they can get them some housing, get them some help and all that kind of stuff. So I will be keeping my eye on this because this is a serious issue. And these people in Jacksonville, they need help. So let's get into this, what they say on the news. Help could soon be on the way for people who live in a homeless camp in downtown Jacksonville. The city said a plan could be released as soon as Wednesday. Now, this was a couple weeks ago. That will help these people get back on their feet. Until it's released, the city is not forcing the people to leave the area at North Jefferson and West Beaver Streets, and that it does plan to get them some help. Okay. They interviewed a young woman named by Catherine Creed. She is one of many people living in the homeless camp. Early Monday morning, she was worried that the few possessions she has would be destroyed. Okay. And she said, because I heard at 5 o'clock we're supposed to be out here, and then I heard at 7 o'clock. A spokesperson for Mayor Lenny Curry said no one from the city told anyone they had to leave. So the NewsJax sent an email to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office asking whether the homeless people were being forced to move. A response from a spokesperson reads, "No, that is not true." So that's good. They're not making them leave. Okay, but there was a sign that says no trespassing. And Catherine, she was questioning the signs posted near the camp, which read in part, officers of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office are authorized to enforce the Florida trespassing laws on this property. Failure to leave this property or being instructed to do so by a law enforcement officer may result in your arrest. Now, for them to even put those posters there, those signs there, was wrong, because they know the homeless is staying there. They camping out there. They have nowhere else to go. So why would you put these signs there? Because at some point, you're going to try to control and move them out of there, which they have nowhere to go. Listen, some of these wooded areas were these people's homes. They were out of the way. They were in their tents. They were making a life for themselves the best way they could. Well, what happens? People bought the land and started cutting down all the trees and building all these hollow ass houses that you could hear people from across the room, or they have really no backyard space because your next door neighbor could see into your yard. They're making all these little pop-up cul-de-sacs, and they're taking away the wooded areas, not only from the homeless but from animals as well. Okay, why do you think you see armadillos out in the street so often, or those big old turtles, or something, a deer or whatever in the street getting hit because they are getting run out. They're getting ran out of the areas. So, but I hope something comes through soon for these people. They need a place to stay. People get low on their luck. People have a hard time. And the shelters, forget about it. What's this? Schwarzbacher? I could never pronounce that shelter, but it's always crowded and a line and a mess out there. Just take a look downtown Jacksonville. You will see so many homeless people who have made little carts and with a tarp over them so they can have privacy and they have nowhere else to go. People need help. If you can do all these other things for the city, when it comes down to the homeless, why drag your foot with that? They need shelter. So, getting back to the signs, they erected the signs, so I think it's contradictory, Creed said. Volunteer Jason Pugh and Charlie Griffin told New York News Jax they have been coming to the homeless camp every Tuesday for 3 months. We feed the homeless, we provide shelter, we give them tents, Pugh said. And that's a wonderful thing, because those tarps that people are using are not going to last often. So if they can provide them with a tent, that will also be helpful. It will keep the air off of them. It will keep the rain off of them. And they will have somewhere to sleep comfortable at night. It's not much, but it's a start to something. If they don't want Jacksonville to become the next Skid Row, they better start helping people, because the way things are going, that's the way it's headed. So if they don't want downtown Jacksonville to become the next Skid Row, they better start helping people, okay? And if you don't know what Skid Row is, do your research, Google it, and you'll see. But everybody should know what Skid Row is. So I just hope that they find a way to help these people, because they need help. Okay. Now, another article that I read on February 8th, it says that more than 50 people at the Jefferson Street homeless camp were relocated to the extended stay hotels paid for by the city. Okay, as part of the Pathway to Home program, Mayor Lenny Curry had announced. So that's good. That's good. So that's a little update. So they are getting some people out of the way, off the streets and into extended stays, which is really good. Which is good. A representative said 53 total people were registered last Wednesday to move into hotel rooms. The Jefferson site has since grown, with more people looking to get help, and the city plans to move another 70 people into rooms within the next couple of weeks. Okay, which is a good start. That's a good start. I mean, you can't get them all in, but at least you're finding some type of way to get them placed. That's a good start. They have a dignified place to put their head down at night and receive access to critical access that will help them end homelessness, a representative has said. This aid is currently forced on people living at the Jefferson site, and the city goal is to get everyone a temporary place to stay. Housing services, groceries, and prepared meals will also be delivered to the participants once a week. Excellent. That is really good. Okay, so now they have a list of shelters that you can go to. The Charles Barker Center for the Homeless, Trinity Rescue Mission, Youth Crisis Center, Clara White Mission, and the City Rescue Mission are also places that can try to get some help. Now, it says here that the city asks locals to consider making donations of clothing, blankets, toiletries, backpacks, and $5 gift cards. Example for like Family Dollar, Burger King, Winn-Dixie, which I think is really helpful to those who haven't found a place yet. They can get something to eat, have a blanket, some toiletries, or whatever the case may be that they may need. Okay, so that's a good thing. So I hope that anyone from Jacksonville, Florida, if you're listening to this video, please share it, and maybe some people that you can help. They may be able to help them. So it's hard. Everybody is probably a paycheck away from being homeless. Okay, it may not be you, it may not be me, but somebody out there is a paycheck away from being homeless. This COVID came through and it knocked everything off its course. It knocked everything off its course. So, and with the shelters, because of the pandemic, the shelters were cut to 50% capacity. Okay, and which created a challenge in providing help to those in need. Like I said, this pandemic came through and it has knocked everything off its course. Well, anyway, guys, that's all I have for you right now. I know I was supposed to talk to you about some true crime and some other stuff, but I really want to get this out there so that people will know that what's really going on, because they talk about this stuff on the news briefly. It's like a few minutes. They give it that much time, and I think this is very important. So if you know someone that lives in Jacksonville, Florida, and they are downtown in those tents or whatever, please share this video, and maybe, it will land on someone's page that can really help them. Okay? Thank you for listening, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.